Welcome back. This is section 2.1.3. We will be evaluating logical statements. So we're going to be talking about truth tables. So what exactly is a truth table? A truth table summarizes the truth value of a compound statement. That is, if I have more than one statement, then I'm going to see the truth value of that compound statement. Let's take a look at the example. It's much easier to do it that way. Okay, let's start with the truth table of negation. So as we all know, negation, if P is any statement, let's say today is Monday. The only two things that can happen is today cannot be a Monday or today could be a Monday, true or false, right? So the opposite of true is false. How do I represent that? Negation P. The opposite of false is true. As simple as that. The next truth value is disjunction. Disjunction is you represent it as a V, like a capital V. Disjunction is also represented as or. And how do I look at the truth table for a disjunction? Disjunction is a compound statement, right? I combine two statements. So let P be a statement and Q be a statement, right? So a disjunction is true if at least one of them is true. So what do I mean? True and true, this is true, right? True and false, this is true. So for a disjunction to be true, at least one of them has to be true. False and true, it is true, right? False and false, it is false. So disjunction is true if one of them is true. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at conjunction. Conjunction means and. So for the conjunction to be false, at least one of them has to be false. So if both the statements are true, the conjunction automatically becomes true. If one of the statement is false, the conjunction becomes false. As you can see, this is false, true, the answer is false. False, false, the answer is false. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the problems. All right, so here I have which of the following, which of the table below is the correct truth value for negation P, negation Q. So this is, I think, problem 1. I'm guessing problem 1 or problem 2. I'm not really sure. But the way to do it is you will start with the truth table. So I want you all to pay complete attention here. You see what I'm trying to find? Negation P and negation Q. So I start with P. The next one is Q. Negation P, negation Q, and this has to be negation P and negation Q. Again, this is a conjunction. This means and. It's a conjunction. So every time you have a disjunction or conjunction, I highly recommend having the truth tables right next to you. So to do that, let me go ahead and write this down. When you have more than one statement, that is when you have two statements, you have all these four options. Either both the statements can be true and true, or the first statement can be true, second statement can be false. The first statement can be false, second statement can be true, or both the statements can be false. Again, I can have true or true. This is the generic pattern that you write. True, 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 false, false, true, false, false. Now let's go ahead and look at negation P. My P is true, so negation P is false. My P is true, so negation P is false. My P is false, so negation P is true. My P is false, so negation P is true. Do you see that? All right, let's look at Q. Q is true, negation Q is false. Q is false, negation Q is true. True, false, false, true. All right, so what I'm looking at here is, let me pick a different color. What I'm looking at here is I'm only looking at these values, false, false, and false, true, false, false. Why is that? Because I want the conjunction of these two. Remember how conjunction works. Conjunction is true only if both of them are true. So let's go back here. Remember how conjunction works? Conjunction is true only if both of them are true. Let me go ahead and erase this so you can see. As you can see here, so this is the table for conjunction. Conjunction is true when both of them are true. Rest, conjunction is all false. Do you see that? So if I were you, I would always have this written down right next to me when I work on the problems. So let's go ahead and do the problem now. So just for your safety, I'm going to go ahead and write down the conjunction. So I have P, Q, P, and Q. So it's true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. This is true, false. So let me go ahead and write down the conjunction. So this is, conjunction is true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. So conjunction P and Q is true, false, false, false. So this is the table, right? This is a quick table for the conjunction. Oops. So this is a quick table for conjunction. All right, so once that I have my table, remember conjunction is true only if both of them are true. So false and false is false. False and true is false. True and false is false. True and true is true. Okay, so this is, so which of the following is the correct truth table, correct truth, correct truth, which of the following tables is the correct truth table for the statement? So this is your truth table. You will go ahead and write this down and then check your value. Let's look at the next one. Which of the following tables is the correct truth table for the statement and, negation? Which of the tables below is the correct truth table for the statement and, parentheses, P or Q? When you have your parentheses, you have to first work with your parentheses. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So I have a statement P, I have a statement Q, and I have P or Q. And then comes negation P or Q. All right. So again, true, true, standard, true, false. The next one is false, true. The next one is false and false. This is a disjunction. Remember, disjunction is true only when, remember this is a disjunction. Disjunction is true when either one of them is true. So true or true, 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 false, true, false, true, true, false, false, false. Always, always, always make sure you have these tables with you when you're doing your problem. So as you can see, disjunction, true, 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 false, true. So have these tables with you when you're working on the problems. That way is much easier for us to work things down. Okay, so now once we did that, we are not looking for disjunction, we're looking for the negation of disjunction. So negation of true is false. Negation of true is false. Negation of true is false. Negation of false is true. So in your multiple choice, you will see which of the table has these particular truth values and pick those. Now let's look at the next one. Let X and Z represent the following statements. So X is 20 plus 30 is 65. Z is 10 times 10 is 100. Now, before you go ahead and do that, you will have to go ahead and write the truth value of the statement. So 20 plus 30 is 65. So this is false. 10 times 10 is 100, which is true. They're asking me to determine the truth value of X or Z and then negation. Remember what we talked about. When we have parentheses, you complete the parentheses first and then go to what is outside the parentheses. So my X is false or true. False or true. That means my answer is, let me rewrite this one. So I have negation, X or Z. That is false or true and negation. False or true, remember it's or, so it's true. And negation of true is false. So I know my answer is false. So you have to take it step by step, very slowly. All right? Okay, now let's complete this one. They're asking me to complete the blocks here. Okay. So they're asking me to complete not P. So let me go ahead and take a look at P. P is true, so not P is false. What about this one? They say they don't have anything here, but they say not P is true. That means P has to be false. It's the opposite, right? Not Q. So where is my Q? This is my Q, and not Q is true. So you always have to look at what they gave you and the respective values and fill them up, okay? Now let's go ahead and look at the other one. So here I have 3 statements, but I'm going to take it step by step very, very slowly. Let P and Q and R be the statements whose truth values are unknown and could each vary. Determine the possible combination of truth values P, Q, and R could not take on. Then consider the truth values for the compound statement or P or Q or R. Use the information to fill the table below. Remember, when it's a or, it can be true if either one of them is true. Okay? So true, true, true. That means this is true. True, true, false. It's true. Remember, or is true if at least one of them is true, right? So this is true and true. Blindly, this has to be true because it's a or. False, false. But hey, wait a minute. I have a true. So this is a true value. Okay, that's how or works. I think I copied the same question again. No, it's a different question. It's a different question, but pretty much the same kind. Okay, same thing here. This is again OR, false, false, true. Remember, when OR is true, if any one of them is true. So blindly this is true. Wow, I see two trues. This has to be true. False, true, false. Even if one of them is true, OR is true. But for AND, if one of them is false, then blindly this whole thing becomes a false. This is a conjunction and this is a disjunction. So always keep that in mind. All right, now let's look at the next one. Let P and Q be the following statements. So now I have two statements. P is 34 minus 12 is 88. Since when is that? 34 minus 12 is not 88. So this is a false statement. 20 over 4 is 5. That is true. What are they asking me? Find the value of disjunction. Remember when disjunction is true? So this is false or true. Disjunction is true even if one of them is true. So my answer is true. So you have to take it very, very slowly and take the truth value of each and every statement. Now let's take a look at the next one. Let P and Q be the following statements. 5 times 5 is 11. Since when? This is false. 6 is greater than 20. Since when? This is false. So both the statements are false. So by default, this is going to be false. Okay? All right. Again, please take it step by step. If you have any questions, take a screenshot, send it to me. You can email me or contact me through Teams.